Have you ever noticed that when you're wanting to be present and you're working on it, that something pulls you away? Mm. How about maybe your mind starts replaying yesterday, or maybe it jumps ahead to tomorrow? Maybe you find yourself scrolling or distracting yourself or staying busy. If so, you are not alone. You are not alone. So cheers to you, from my iced tea to yours. And you know what? It's not because you're doing anything wrong. That's not the case at all. So stick around and we'll be exploring the hidden blocks that some of us have that pull us away from being present in the moment. This is episode 3 in my awareness series, Awareness Lane series. And in those previous episodes, we explored why presence even matters and also how we drift away from it. So both of those previous episodes you'll be able to find. I'll link them in the description box below this video so you can check them out. And welcome to Laura's Lane. I am Laura, and my goal in this series is just to assist people in understanding the power of grounding and the power of your awareness, your personal power, and the now moment where all the wonderful, beautiful things reside. So, in regards to this episode, sometimes the challenge, like I said, it's not that we're bad at being present. It's just that sometimes certain patterns are trying to protect us, quite honestly. And when we understand the patterns, then we can meet them with awareness instead of judgment. Arr, I've been there. I've done it. I think we all have. Um, but the first thing to remember and consider is that our mind, it tries to keep us safe, right? That's what it does. Have you ever noticed when you try to go outside of your comfort zone that all these fears and thoughts can come up? And yeah, that's our mind. Its job is to keep us safe. So in this first block, what I want to cover is how one of the things that can keep us from being present in the moment is over identifying with thoughts. So I'm sure you have some ideas, but what does that look like? It could be constant thinking, replaying conversations over and over, conversations that you might have had or conversations that you need to have. You might even be having mental arguments with yourself, overthinking in general. And this just kind of results in, um, you know, sometimes that takes us to a place where that mental activity is where we're residing and we're not even in this moment. So that makes that feel more real than what is really real. I hope that makes sense. And that's one of the things that can take us away from being present, right? So I guess my question for you is, have you ever been physically present but mentally somewhere else? Yeah. I mean, I think most of us have experienced that, right? And another thing is um, being afraid of or uncertain, okay? Just that fear of not knowing, that fear of not being able to control. And what that might show up like that takes you out of that present moment is worrying, right? Planning every outcome, needing answers immediately. It's not always possible, but I think you can understand where I'm going with this. And that can also that can cause difficulty resting. The mind thinks if I keep thinking about it, then that'll keep me safe. But is that really true? In many cases, that's just an energy drain, and then it's a presence thief, right? So let's also consider how sometimes we place ourselves compulsively in the future, right? What does that look like? Well, I'll be happy when fill in the blank. My life's really going to start after fill in the blank. Or always chasing the next greatest, best thing. Be careful because this can make the future become like a destination instead of a direction. So sometimes the heart is carrying something that, like unprocessed emotional pain. And that can be a block. And how that shows up to block us from the present moment is avoiding being still, right? Staying busy, emotionally numbing ourselves, having difficulty slowing down. I mean, it makes sense because when you do get present, then feelings can emerge. Potentially feelings that you've been avoiding, feelings that have been stuffed down and have been like maybe seeping out at the wrong times, right? And it could be grief that reveals itself, disappointment, anger, loneliness, exhaustion. I can speak on that one. So many different ways. So, fear of stillness. That is kind of connected to what we were just talking about, right? And what that might look like is always needing noise. Those houses you go into and every TV is on in every room, even if no one's in it, or if the TV isn't on, then the music's on. Yeah, so always needing noise, a difficulty just sitting quietly, discomfort if things slow down. Stillness has the ability to reveal truths that we might be avoiding. So, another way that we can be removed or blocked from our present moment is having like an identity attachment. And what that might look like is defining yourself through old stories. Holding tightly to labels. Repeating over and over the same narrative. Telling the same thing over and over. Side note, it is important to review our beliefs every now and then. So my question to you is, what is the story that you tell other people about who you are? What's the story that you tell yourself about who you are? What's the story? What are your struggles? Is that what you share? Is that who you define yourself as? It's something to consider. We might need to update those stories or open them or clear them or delete them. I'll leave that to you. We're just coming into the awareness here. So, who would you be without that story? It's not about losing your identity or who you are, but it's really just about creating space around that story. It's enough space to bring awareness and then choice. So another way that we can get blocked is through the world, just like pulling our attention elsewhere, right? How about constant stimulation and digital overload? I mean, that's a big one these days. We notice it in ourselves, our peers, in our children, unfortunately, and it can show up like scrolling, constant notifications, constant consumption, multitasking. With all of that, our attention gets really fragmented, and so does our energy. It's draining. Another block could be like living on autopilot. We've all done it, right? Unconscious habits showing up, automatic reactions to things, moving through the day and not even noticing our day. Many people don't choose their patterns. They just repeat their patterns. I've done it. There's even cultural conditioning that can block us from being present, right? It's like the beliefs that we need to be always producing, productivity over presence. I'd debate that one. Speed, do it faster, over awareness. Doing, over being. Where's your balance? I don't know, only you know. Today's all about awareness. So, many of us learned that our value comes from what we produce and not from who we are. And if you believe that, I welcome you and invite you to really go deep into that, because I can tell you, I don't even know who you are, but you are of value, whether or not you produce a thing. Yeah. So here's an important note to remember, that none of these patterns are enemies, right? It's just many of them develop for a reason over time. Some of us might have developed them because they helped us feel safe in our past, right? Give us this illusion of control, perhaps. Or maybe just helped us feel prepared. Maybe these patterns were developed to help us avoid pain or make us feel as if we belong. Many of us created these patterns just to survive, really difficult or potentially traumatic experiences. And the goal isn't to fight any of them, but really it's just to notice them. So why don't we take a moment to just become present and notice, after we just covered so much, something potentially came up for you, okay? So we're going to ground ourselves and we're going to just kind of look at that, whatever it is for you. Something might have come up or triggered you or annoyed you or really spoke very strongly to you in a beautiful way. And we're going to allow that to surface and choose what to do with it. So go ahead and notice where your feet are on the ground or on your chair, where your hands are, what they're touching, how they feel, the temperature of the room, what you can see in front of you. Just notice your breath. Keep breathing. Notice, is it fast, slow? Can you start breathing deep into your belly? And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. If you want, you can close your eyes. And we're going to notice how our feet feel, and our legs, and our belly, our back, our neck, our shoulders, our arms, our hands, our head. Release your jaw. Soften your eyes. Soften your tongue and your mouth. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And let's imagine that thing that came up for us today, breathe out, that we noticed or stood out. Let's just notice that thought. Breathe out. Breathe in. And where are you feeling that thought in your body? Breathe out. Can you sense it in your mind? Does it bring excitement to your heart? Breathe out. Breathe in. Does it bring tension to your chest or your stomach? Or does it really help you release something? Breathe in. Just notice. Breathe out. Now imagine all of that energy coming forward, and it's like just right there in front of you, almost like a person right in front of you. All that awareness, the thoughts, the energy, just standing in front of you. Breathe in. What does that person look like? That thought, that energy. And you get to decide, breathe in, if you want to shake hands with that person and allow that feeling to continue living within you. Or if you want to wave goodbye to that person, sending them off on their way, never to return again. You can make that choice now on your breath in. And on your breath out, you can shake their hand or you can wave goodbye. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in loud. Breathe out loud. Notice how you feel saying goodbye or shaking hands, whatever you chose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes when you're ready. And welcome to your now moment. Short little reflection practice just to invite that in, to help release or to bring in what it is that you notice today. Okay? So, coming back to this moment, what is it that you think that pulls you away from your present moment the most? And I'm just going to read a few things to you that I listed here, and you can just consider them. Is it that you are thinking? Does that pull you away from the moment? Worrying? Planning? Distracting yourself? Continually being busy? Old stories? Fear of sitting in stillness? Could be all of them. Could be a few of them. Could be other ones I didn't name. But don't judge yourself. Just notice. It's okay. Once you have that awareness, your beautiful, full, personal to only you awareness, then you get to decide how to navigate moving forward. And that's a beautiful thing. And I also have a few tools for you if you're interested. You can join me every day for a quick reset using the breath. It is 3 minutes that are well spent just to ground yourself, basically to train yourself to be present. And I also have a Empowered Lane workbook available. And if evening resets sound better to you and that's more your style, there's a free 5-minute download. And all of these things and all these tools are in the description below this video. Okay. So just remember that awareness doesn't remove every pattern overnight, right? If only. But awareness does change your relationship with those patterns. You know, the moment that you notice that you've drifted, you've already begun returning, and that is something to celebrate. It's a win. In my opinion, it's a win, right? So thank you for being here. And in episode 4, we're going to explore something that can help us return more quickly once we've drifted away. Not through more thinking, but through the body. We'll explore some somatic awareness and why the body often notices things even before the mind does. So I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to seeing you potentially in the breath work videos that we do. And cheers to you. From my iced tea to yours, from North Arizona to wherever you are, please stay open, stay authentic, and stay present. I appreciate you being with me. Bye-bye. Ciao for now. I'll see you next time.